Dr. Anthony Fauci says it may be time to update federal guidance on wearing a mask indoors. A lot of us hear that and say, okay, tell me when, tell me how. Joining me now to take a closer look at this is Dr. Bankole Johnson, neuroscientist and chief medical officer at Adial Pharmaceuticals. Dr. Johnson, thanks for taking the time. So Dr. Fauci saying, okay, mask policies might have to be liberalized. And like here in Washington, we're hearing we could be at full capacity, in June. But that doesn't necessarily mean that you can't wear a mask inside. What does a liberal policy look like?
If you look at the guidelines that have been set by the United Kingdom, which I think are actually leading the charge in determining new policy guidelines, it basically means that even though individuals are still recommended to use their masks indoors, that there are situations where, for example, everyone is vaccinated, where it might be safe in those instances to be able to relax the guidelines and maybe not wear your mask if everybody is known and verifiably known to have been vaccinated.
How would that actually work? You talk about a movie theater. Let's say it can be 100% capacity again. There is no way to check that everybody is vaccinated. So, functionally, they're going to keep saying you have to wear a mask.
Absolutely. Well, this is part of the dilemmas. And as you know, the UK tried to introduce vaccine passports. And those vaccine passports were meant to be provided so that you will be able to, for example, sit closer to other people who have been vaccinated, and those who had not been vaccinated would sit further away. Now, we do not know how these implementations are going to take place because, for example, we don't know what the fidelity of the vaccine cards are. Some people are getting them even laminated. Others are trying to, let's say, alter them to show that they have been vaccinated when they have not been. So there are a lot of technical difficulties in determining whether an individual has been truly vaccinated or not.
Let me pitch you a different idea. Going door to door. The rainbow vacuum salesman goes door to door. Why can we not micro-target to the nth degree here? Put a freezer in a city vehicle, put the nurses in there, and go in person and give people these vaccines?
I think that's a tremendous idea. It's a logistical challenge, but it's a tremendous idea. And in fact, one of the things that is happening in Europe is that there is an understanding that people want to go to sporting events, and some of them may not be vaccinated. And we have a lot of sporting events in the United States, and maybe the vaccines are offered even at sporting events. And well, it means that the person who's been vaccinated there does not have perfect immunity or even good immunity, at least for about a week after. But it is a process, and it is a start in a process.
You are not only in the business of medicine, it's also innovation for you. And I'm curious about one group that hasn't gotten a lot of discussion. That's the youngest children out there, 2 and younger. I haven't heard them being discussed being in the pools of vaccinations. What's happening with them?
Well, as you know, it's very difficult to develop vaccines for very young children. The reason is children at a very early age, the immunity is not the same as an adult. The other thing is that they may also be already immunocompromised. They may already be having colds and coughs, or they may be sick, and it's very difficult to tell. Kids can get sick very quickly indeed, especially to viral illnesses or even viral illnesses that are engineered through, for example, the vaccine. And we simply don't know the long-term effects in very young children. There are no trials done, as far as I'm aware of, in 0 to 2-year-olds. So there'll be no evidence.
Dr. Bankole Johnson, it's a great reminder. Maybe the most young, the immunocompromised, can't get a vaccine, but if the rest of us do, life, having, a mask-free face will eventually get back to normal. We appreciate it, Dr. Johnson.
Thank you so very much.